Hello everyone, I'm Cheng, grade 8, from the Canadian International School of Guangzhou, here in China. Do you know Tupac? If you do, you might also know his poem, The Rose That Grew from Concrete. Imagine this. You're walking in a fresh, cool forest. You hear the rippling stream water, the swishing sound of leaves dancing in the wind, and the lovely bird saying. You escape from the noisy city and release your strain. Then you see a concrete road. It's barren. But all of a sudden, a rose emerged in your sight. It is withered and lonely. It is the only growing plant on that solid concrete, so it gave you a deep impression. And you think that it wouldn't have any chance to live. A year later, you go back to the forest, and you decide to check the rose you thought would be dead. But as the concrete road is black, it makes the red stand out. A cluster of roses emerge in your sight, and they look lively and gorgeous. You're shocked. You wonder, how could a growing plant grow in that solid concrete? So you take a step and walk closer, and you see a tiny thin crack. The roots of the roses are stuck in that tiny thin crack, and they are stretching so long so they could suck the nutrients and water they need from the rich soil. It grew in a difficult situation. It faced the challenge, and it sought for a solution. It adapted itself so it was capable of living in that extreme condition. You may think it is impossible, but the truth is, it overcame the challenge. It did not give up because of others' fury, nor the harsh conditions. A cluster of roses is fragile, but the toughness will make it firm. And you look at it again, you feel impressed. The tough thorns on its branches are like the witnesses of hardship it went through. It's like a beautiful rainbow. Before it appears, it must first experience a stormy rain. And that's the same with our life. Before success, we will experience hardship. But if we are determined and firm, one day we will see a rainbow. In today's fast-paced, high-stress world, people are working longer hours than ever, and we're often exhausted. You might say it is good, so you get to earn more money. But have you ever wondered about what's the purpose of life? Is it just money, wealth, and work all day long forever? It's probably not. It is to experience and learn. John Burroughs once said, if I were to name 3 most precious resources of life, I should say friends, books, and nature. And the greatest of these is nature. This means that nature can teach us a lot of lessons, and they are precious. It is the most constant way of learning, and it's the easiest to understand. We can reconnect with nature. We just have to settle our nerves and feel it with our heart. Nature is the origin of human's life. It is indispensable. If you dig deeper, you will find out that the way it operates carries wisdom and philosophy. These ways aren't accidents. They're actually practical, and they are worth knowing. After I saw the cluster of roses, you realize that, wow, nature is so powerful, and you really can learn something precious. So you keep walking. You walk down the stream, and you see a mass of blooming flowers, and they look lively and healthy. The stream water keeps running as if it's on a mission to nourish everything. It is running in its own way. It never tries to contend nor fight for food, but without contention, everything respects it. Water is important for every organism, but it is ordinary. It devotes itself so every single organism gets water and nutrients they need. A Chinese philosopher, Lao Tzu, used to say, "The good is like water. Water, all things, without contention. And we should be like water. Without obstacle, it runs forward. If it meets a dam, it will stop. It never contended, but it is always the strongest." I used to think, what would happen if we took everything from nature? What if the scenes from the science fiction really becomes true, like the tsunamis that are 500 feet tall, earthquake that can split the land into pieces, or even hurricanes that can easily destroy everything? What should we do then? This is the data of average temperature growth in the last 7 decades. As you can see, it has grown 0.82 degrees Celsius in only that 70 years. You might think it's only a little change, so you wouldn't even care. But think like this. If we're not taking any actions, in the next 100 years, it will at least grow 1 degree Celsius, which means that it's getting hotter and hotter every single day. We always say, it's fine. We need to survive. We need money. Who cares about the environment? But when the disasters actually happen, what can you do? And I think this is time to be sustainable, which you might ask. What do you mean by sustainable? It means that using an energy at a certain rate, so it doesn't run out. In our daily life, what we should do is the 3 R's: reuse, reduce, and recycle. For instance, using double-sided paper or recycled plastic water bottles. Never underestimate these little things because they can lead to huge changes. We should protect nature. Nature doesn't need us, but we definitely need it. If we keep killing the endangered animals, a food chain will collapse, and subsequently, it will affect the food web. It is crucial to adjust our actions towards our home because we don't have much time left. And this reminds me of a quote from the Lorax, said by the Oncer. "Unless someone like you cares the whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better." It's not. It is a virtue of not only caring for yourself, but also for everyone around you. Nature lasts so long, not because that it lives for itself, it's because that it lives for every single organism that depends on it. And that's the reason why it can be respected and loved. So let's be like nature. Firm, strong, caring, and selfless. We are a community. We are a family. And we are together. Let's reconnect with nature and make this world a better place. Thank you.